Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome back to another session of Bhagavad Gita. We have been discussing chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, and chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita is a summary study of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has been urging Arjuna to act in a consciousness by which he, Arjuna, does not generate any good or bad karma. We discussed usually one is inclined to do more good and less of bad so that one incurs good karma, and in one's next life, one can enjoy very nicely. One gets a nice body, has a nice education, so on and so forth. Krishna is recommending to act in our life in such a way that one does not get a next life, which means act in a transcendental consciousness. Arjuna is asking Krishna, Krishna, can you please explain to me what are the symptoms of a person who acts in a transcendental consciousness? It's a very wise question. When I get a project in my office, I often ask, okay, how would you like this project to how would you like to see this project manifest? What are the milestones I plan? And similarly, it's nice to know, okay, I'm supposed to act in a transcendental consciousness, but what are the symptoms of a person who acts in a transcendental consciousness? Also, we learn things from a person, and when we go to school, we go to college, we have a teacher we learn from. When we play sports, we have role model, and we learn by watching them how they play. I often play table tennis, and when I learned, I had a coach, and he would pose different difficult balls at me, help me learn, take them. He would teach me forehand, backhand. I would watch him play with others and then learn. To learn, one needs a teacher, a role model, an example to watch and become inspired to practice. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, Krishna, tell me the symptoms of a person who acts in a transcendental consciousness. Please describe them to me. Two reasons Arjuna is asking Krishna this question. One, if Arjuna knows the symptoms, then it is easier to watch himself and see how far am I from transcendence. Two, you can look at people who are in a transcendental consciousness and be inspired to learn and then get there. And now let's see the questions that Arjuna is asking. Arjuna asks 4 questions. He's asking, how does he speak? A person in transcendental consciousness, how does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? How does he walk? As a rich man has his symptoms by which he is known as rich. A diseased man has his symptoms by which he is known as diseased. A learned man has his symptoms. So a man acting in transcendental consciousness has specific symptoms in various dealings. Most important is how a person speaks. A well-dressed fool cannot be identified unless he speaks. But as soon as he speaks, he reveals himself. Similarly, the speech of a person, by the speech of a person can be identified. A Krishna conscious person is always speaking about Krishna. So let's all stay tuned. Rest of the sessions of chapter 2, Krishna is going to explain in detail the symptoms of a person acting in transcendental consciousness. So we can learn to identify such persons and to cultivate such qualities in us and be inspired to practice the transcendental consciousness. So stay tuned for the upcoming sessions. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.